Okay, if you really want to ace your ethics exam, you've got to master this one major conflict: our gut feeling about what's fair versus the straight logic of the utilitarian principle. So let's break down exactly how to analyze it.
Let's dive right in with the thought experiment. Imagine this. There's one kidney available, you've got two patients, Anne and Bob. They both need it to live, and there are absolutely no other differences between them. Who gets the kidney? This is the core problem we're going to unpack. So, we've got two main choices on the table. Option 1, a 50-50 lottery. This gives both Anne and Bob a fair shot, and that feels, intuitively right. Option 2, we could just give the kidney to Anne. Now, in both scenarios, one person lives and one person dies. So, is there really a moral difference here? And here is the big clash. Utilitarianism, which, remember, is all about maximizing total well-being, looks at these two options and says they're morally equal. Why? Because in both cases, one person lives. The total amount of good is the same. But our intuition just screams that the lottery is the better, more just choice. And that's all because we have this deep-seated value for fairness. To really dig into this conflict for your exam, we first need to get way more precise about what we mean by fairness. Let's break down the different ways we can think about it.
Fairness isn't just one simple thing. For instance, there's a huge difference between procedural fairness, which is all about whether the process was fair, like a lottery, and outcome fairness, which asks if the final result is fair. Knowing these distinctions is absolutely crucial for analyzing ethical problems correctly.
Now, for a really solid framework to analyze all this, we're going to turn to John Broome's theory of fairness. Think of this as your #1 analytical tool for these kinds of questions. So, the heart of Broome's theory is this one key idea: proportionality. He argues that fairness is all about satisfying people's claims in proportion to how strong those claims are. And a claim is really just something a person is owed. Let's make this super clear with an example. Let's say John owes Anne 10 euros and Bob 20 euros, but he only has 15 euros total. What's the fair thing to do? Well, if he gives Anne 2 euros and Bob 4 euros, let's look at the math. He's satisfied exactly 20% of Anne's claim, and he's also satisfied, 20% of Bob's claim. Because the satisfaction is perfectly proportional, Broome's theory says this is a fair outcome. So, if we go back to that table of fairness types we just looked at, where does Broome's theory fit? Well, it's considered substantive, narrow, local, objective, and comparative. This is a really key set of facts to have locked in for your exam. Okay, so we have this powerful framework, but what happens when an outcome that's fair according to Broome isn't actually the best outcome when you think about overall well-being? Let's put the theory to the test with another case. Let's consider something called the Frio case. It involves some kind of scarce resource, and the important detail here is that Anne has a stronger claim to it than Bob does. Now, this is where it gets a little weird. If we strictly apply Broome's rule of proportionality, one perfectly fair option is to give the resource to nobody. I know, it sounds crazy, but think about it. Both Anne's and Bob's claims are satisfied equally at 0%. It's technically a fair outcome, but it's obviously the worst possible result for everyone's well-being. The classic lifeboat dilemma really brings this trade-off into sharp focus. You can save one person on this island, or you can save 5 people on that island. A lottery to decide might feel procedurally fair, but the utilitarian choice is a no-brainer: save the 5. This really highlights how maximizing fairness and maximizing goodness can be two completely different goals pulling in opposite directions. So, when you're staring at an exam question, how do you resolve this conflict between fairness and utility? Well, there are 3 main philosophical responses you can use to build a fantastic answer. All right, strategy number 1. You can reject consequentialism. Here, you'd argue that right and wrong aren't just about the end result. A fair process has its own moral value, period. Strategy 2. You can reject welfarism. With this approach, you argue that goodness isn't just about well-being. A fair outcome is inherently better than an unfair one. And third, you can go with Broome's favorite solution: re-describe the outcomes. An unfairly allocated kidney is simply a worse state of affairs than a fairly allocated kidney. That unfairness has to be baked into your calculation of the overall good. And remember, for a full summary of this entire topic, plus a bunch of practice tests to make sure you absolutely ace your exam, head on over to gradeguru.nl. So let's do a quick recap of the absolute key takeaways.
First, the utilitarian principle often clashes with our gut feeling about fairness. Second, Broom's theory gives us a precise definition. Fairness is satisfying claims in proportion to their strength. Third, this can lead to a direct trade-off between what's fair and what's good. And finally, you've now got 3 clear philosophical strategies to resolve this conflict in your analysis. Use this framework and you're going to be in great shape.